If you are tired tonight, come with me for a little while. We do not have to go far, just far enough for the world to become quiet, far enough for the lights behind us to soften, and for the road ahead to feel gentle. I found the hill's path just before night settled fully over the hills. It curved away from the last small village and led toward the open fields, where the grass was warm from the day and the air smelled of summer dust, pine trees, and distant water. My dog walked beside me. He was not in a hurry. He never was on nights like this. His steps were soft on the path, his ears moving now and then when he heard something I could not hear, a cricket in the grass, a leaf turning in the breeze, a bird settling somewhere high in the trees. He looked ahead, then back at me, as if to make sure I was still there, and I was. I followed him slowly, with my bag resting light on my shoulder and the evening sky opening above us. The last color of sunset still held on near the mountains, pale gold, soft rose, then blue, then deeper blue. The dog stopped near a wooden fence at the edge of a field. He lowered his nose to the grass and breathed in the night. His tail moved once, slowly, calmly, not excited, just content. I stood beside him and listened. There were no cars here, no voices, no doors closing, no screens glowing in dark rooms, only the wide field, the warm air, and the quiet sound of a summer night beginning. After a moment, he stepped through a gap in the fence, and I followed. The field was wide and silver under the rising moon. The grass brushed against his sides as he moved through it, parting around him like water. Every few steps, he paused and looked back, waiting for me with patient eyes. He had done this many times before. He knew how to travel slowly. He knew how to make the road feel safe. I smiled and kept walking after him. Ahead of us, the land rose toward a line of dark trees. Beyond the trees were low mountains, soft and calm beneath the night sky. The moon had climbed higher now, and its light rested on the dog's back, along the curve of his ears, and on the little white patch near his chest. He looked almost like part of the night itself, a quiet creature made of moonlight and warm breath. When we reached the trees, he stopped again. He sat down at the forest edge and waited. I sat beside him. For a while, neither of us moved. The forest smelled cool and green. The field behind us whispered in the breeze. The dog leaned his shoulder gently against my leg, not asking for anything, just reminding me that I was not walking alone. I placed my hand on his head. His fur was warm from the day, soft in some places, rougher in others. I could feel the slow rhythm of his breathing, steady, peaceful, certain. Sometimes I thought he understood silence better than I did. He did not try to fill it. He did not question it. He simply rested inside it, as if silence was a place you could lie down in. When he stood again, I knew it was time to keep going. We entered the forest together. The path was narrow but clear. Moonlight came through the branches in pale pieces, touching the ground here and there. The dog walked a little ahead of me now, his nose low, his body relaxed. He knew the path by scent more than sight. I followed the quiet sound of his steps. Sometimes he disappeared for a second behind a tree or a bend in the path, and then I would see him again, waiting in a patch of moonlight, always waiting, always making sure I was close. The forest did not feel dark in a frightening way. It felt like a room with the lights turned low, a place made for softer thoughts, a place where even the trees seemed to be sleeping while standing up. Somewhere nearby, water moved over stones. The dog heard it first. His ears lifted, and he turned toward the sound. Then he walked down a gentle slope between ferns and roots until we found a small stream shining under the moon. He stepped carefully to the edge and drank. I sat on a smooth stone and watched him. The stream moved slowly, clear and cool, carrying tiny pieces of moonlight on its surface. The dog drank for a while, then lifted his head. A few drops fell from his mouth back into the water. He looked at me with calm, dark eyes, as if this quiet stream was the best discovery in the world. Maybe it was. I filled my hands with water and touched my face. It was cool after the warm road. The dog came closer and lay down beside the stream, resting his chin on his front paws. So I stayed there with him. The night moved around us. Leaves shifted above. Water whispered below. The dog's breathing became slower. His eyes closed for a moment, then opened again, half dreaming, but still aware of me, still keeping his gentle watch. I thought about all the roads we had walked together, dusty roads, empty roads, roads through fields, hills, rain, and morning fog. He had never cared where we were going. He only cared that we were going together. That was enough for him. And on this night, it became enough for me too. After a while, the dog stood and stretched. He shook himself once, softly, then turned back toward the path. We followed the stream uphill. The forest slowly opened as we climbed. The trees grew farther apart. The air became warmer again. Through the branches, I could see stars gathering above the mountains. The dog walked beside me now, close enough that his shoulder sometimes brushed against my leg. When the path became steeper, he slowed down, matching my pace. When I stopped to breathe, he stopped too. He never pulled me forward. He simply waited, and somehow that made the journey feel easier. At the top of the hill, the forest ended. We stepped out into a high meadow beneath the open sky. The view was wide and quiet. Below us, the valley rested in soft darkness. Far away, a few lights glowed from small houses or cabins hidden among the hills. Above us, the stars were bright and scattered, and the moon poured gentle light over the grass. The dog walked into the meadow and turned in a slow circle, choosing the perfect place. Then he lay down in the grass with a deep, peaceful sigh. I laughed softly, almost without sound. He had found our bed for the night. I took off my bag and placed it beside me. Then I lay down next to him under the open sky. The ground was warm. The grass was dry and soft. The air moved gently over us, carrying the scent of flowers, pine, and summer earth. The dog shifted closer until his back touched my arm. That small warmth beside me made the whole meadow feel like home. I looked up at the sky. The stars were so many that I stopped trying to count them. They blurred together into a soft river of light. A thin cloud moved slowly across the moon, and for a moment, the meadow grew dimmer, quieter, more dreamlike. The dog lifted his head once. He listened to the night. Then, finding nothing that needed us, he rested again. His breathing was slow now, in and out, in and out, a calm rhythm beside me. I let myself follow it. There was no need to think about tomorrow, no need to remember the road behind us, no need to decide where we would go next. For now there was only this meadow, this warm summer night, this quiet sky, and my dog sleeping beside me as if the world had finally become gentle enough. I placed my hand lightly on his side and felt the rise and fall of his breath. He was safe. I was safe. The valley slept below us. The mountains stood around us. The forest rested behind us. The stream kept moving somewhere in the dark, soft and patient, like a dream that did not need to end. My eyes grew heavy. The stars softened. The grass moved in the breeze. Beside me, the dog gave one small, sleepy sigh, then settled deeper into the night, and I let myself do the same. I closed my eyes under the open sky. The road could wait. The morning could wait. Everything could wait. For a little while, we were only two quiet travelers, resting together beneath the stars, and slowly, peacefully, we slept